Hello, Jai Swami Narayan, dear students. Today we are going to learn about summary writing. The objectives of summary writing is to learn about its characteristics, techniques, steps, do's and don'ts of summary writing. A summary is a shortened passage which retains the essential information of the original. Summary means passage को अपने खुद के शब्दों में लिखना. A summary is written in your own words. A summary contains only the ideas of the original text. Do not insert any of your own opinions. अपने मन से कोई भी अपने opinions डालना नहीं है. Now we are going to see about the characteristics of the summary writing. The first characteristic of a summary writing is that it can be understood without reference to the original. Summary must be such that can be understood without reference. Summary ऐसी होनी चाहिए जो बिना किसी reference के समझ में आ जाए. Second characteristic is that it is a faithful reproduction of or contains only the ideas or information of the original text. Faithful reproduction here means true to the facts or the original, to the action or process of copying something. Third characteristic is that summary should be brief, but it should be without any unnecessary details. Without any unnecessary details means it should be concise in expression, because summary is written using only few words. Fourth characteristic of summary writing is that it should be readable, unified, whole. It means summary must be easy or enjoyable to read, make or become united, uniform or whole. Summary पढ़ते समय मज़ा आना चाहिए. Now we are going to learn about the techniques and steps in summary writing. So first one is paraphrasing. Paraphrase means to completely and correctly express other people's ideas in one's own words. Paraphrase का मतलब है completely और एकदम सही तरीके से दूसरे लोगों के आइडिया को अपने खुद के शब्दों में लिखना. First example of paraphrasing is, you have cooked us all a hot potato. Here, hot potato means a controversial issue or situation which is awkward to deal with. Second example is, prevention is better than cure. It is better to prevent something unpleasant than try to put it right afterwards. Now we are going to see the meaning of summarizing. Summarizing is defined as taking a lot of information and creating a condensed version that covers the main points. Creating here means drafting or noting down something more about the passage. Concise means संक्षिप्त और compressed or concentrated, केंद्रित और संस्करण version. Now we are going to see what is précis writing. Précis writing is an exercise in compression. A précis is the gist of a passage expressed in as few words as possible. दूसरे शब्दों में किसी अनुच्छेद, विवरण, वक्तव्य अथवा निबंध आदि के मूल भावों को बचाते हुए उसे संक्षिप्त करना ही संक्षेपण कहलाता है. इस परिभाषा के अनुसार संक्षेपण एक स्वतः पूर्ण रचना है उसे पढ़ लेने के बाद मूल संदर्भ को पढ़ने की कोई आवश्यकता नहीं रह जाती। A précis should give all essential points so that anyone reading it will be able to understand the idea expressed in the original passage. Students note that précis writing is totally different from paraphrasing. Next one is quoting. Now, what is quoting? Taking the exact words from an original source is called quoting. कोटिंग का मतलब है पैसेज में से वही शब्द को चुनकर लिखना। यू शुड कोट मटेरियल व्हेन यू बिलीव द वे द ओरिजिनल ऑथर एक्सप्रेसेस एन आइडिया इज़ द मोस्ट इफेक्टिव मीन्स ऑफ कम्युनिकेटिंग द पॉइंट यू वांट टू एक्सप्रेस। कोटिंग का अर्थ है लेखन पर अनमोल वचन। उदाहरण के तौर पर, छोटी असफलता से जो घबरा जाता है वह जीवन भर मुकदर्शक बनकर रह जाता है। एग्जाम्पल्स ऑफ कोट्स इन इंग्लिश। फर्स्ट वन इज, इट्स नॉट अबाउट आइडियाज, इट्स अबाउट मेकिंग आइडियाज हैपन। सेकेंड वन इज, ऑलवेज डिलीवर मोर देन एक्सपेक्टेड, एंड सो ऑन। नाउ अवर नेक्स्ट पॉइंट इज एडिटिंग. Editing means to prepare the written material for publication by correcting, condensing, or otherwise modifying it. The passage which we have chosen for writing, first of all, after getting out the main points, we have to see whether the main points which we have selected are correct or not. Then we have to arrange it according to the proper sequence. Now our next point is gist. Gist means सार in Hindi. It means essence, summary, synopsis, substance or extract. It can be also referred as conclusion, inference, epitome, main point, sense, signification or import. In Hindi, we can also call it as niskarsh or tatparya. In general, we can say it is a piece of writing. Now next, we are moving toward the main point, that is what we should do and keep in mind while writing the summary. So first one is read and reread the passage. Passage को पढ़ना है, बार बार पढ़ना है। नेक्स्ट पॉइंट इज टू अंडरस्टैंड द पैसेज। पैसेज को समझना है। रीड द इंस्ट्रक्शंस गिवन इन द पैसेज। पैसेज में जो भी इंस्ट्रक्शंस दिए हैं उसे पढ़ना है और ध्यान में रखना है, एंड कीप इट इन माइंड। नेक्स्ट पॉइंट इज टू टेक नोट ऑफ द मेन थीम। जो पैसेज में हमें लगता है कि मेन थीम है उसे हमें नोट डाउन करना है। आस्क द यूजुअल 5 WS and 1 H questions like who, what, when, where, why and how. This way it is easier for you to determine the main idea of the passage. Next point is identify the conflict. Identify the conflict means sometimes the conflict is internal. For example, the main character is struggling with addiction, depression, or anger management issues. Oftentimes, though the conflict is external, it means the main character is against his or her environment or is in another character. Our sixth point is to pick out important supporting details. Important supporting detail means the feelings and actions that support the main idea are the supporting details. The supporting details answer the questions of why and how the main character attempts to solve the conflict. The supporting details are gradually introduced in the succeeding paragraphs. However, they can be overwhelming. Next point is to write the outline of the passage. The outline of the passage is a very useful tool in summarizing. Before finalizing your passage summary, an outline will be a big help in organizing ideas in ways that is easy to comprehend. An outline will make looking for the main points in the passage easier. Next is to be objective. To be objective means when writing the summary, it is apparent that you use your own words in explaining the plot based how you have understood this past story. If you must, opinions and criticisms must be done objectively, basing it on how it has affected the story, not how it has affected you. Now, our last point is brevity and clarity. Do not get carried away with the story. Explain the plot as briefly and as clearly as possible. It is not necessary to go into details. As long as the main point and important supporting details are presented clearly, you are good to go. Now we are going to see that what things should be avoided while writing summary. So the first one is avoid details not included in the expository text. It means the summary should be designed like an umbrella, covering only the subject and nothing beyond it. It means to focus on explaining and describing the plot of the story. Second thing that we don't have to do is that do not compare the subject of another that is beyond the information. It means other details beyond your umbrella will only make the summary complicated and hard to comprehend. Next thing which we have to keep in mind is we should avoid first and second person points of view. Further, there is no need for your interjections in making a summary. You are trying to maintain an objective point of view. Asking questions is also not advised when writing a summary. You are only to present the subject and supporting ideas of the passage. One more important thing you have to keep in mind is that a summary is not a list of ideas. Details have to be explained in a concise but clear manner. An outline is only relevant when you are still trying to identify and segregate the main subject and its supporting details. In short, we will look the summary writing tips. It is best that you read the entire passage first before making an outline for your summary. For shorter text, write one or two sentences summary of each paragraph. It means break down the ideas. This will make it easier for you to combine and formulate a coherent summary. A handy technique in summarizing is writing in two columns. The first column would be for the important information and the second for the trivial ones. You can also use the columns for the main subject and its supporting details. In any writing scenario, writing a rough draft is always the key to publishing good quality outputs. Rough drafts will save you from a lot of corrections and ensure that A plus mark. When writing your rough draft, only refer to the original to check some points and proofread your summary thoroughly. Take your time to fully understand the passage as whole. Manage your time with your reading, outlining and summarizing. Mistakes can be avoided if you have full knowledge of your passage and you can take your time into finding the important and trivial details. In order to make your summary more interesting, do not focus on one sentence formation. Use a variety of sentences to avoid being boring and sounding monotonous. So, our last and important point is to write an interesting title. Think of a more interesting title, but which is suitable to the content of your passage and summary. So, at last, we can conclude that summarizing is a skill that does not come naturally. You have to continually practice it. It is a skill that teaches you how to discern and segregate important ideas with less important ones. It helps you share information more efficiently. It is well said that practice makes a man perfect. So, at last, thank you, dear students. I, Brijal Nathwani, take your leave and will be soon with another important topic. Till then, goodbye and Jai Swami Narayan.